Away we go.
Great day.
Almost there. And there we are. Very, very good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so glad to have you with us. It is Thursday, July 13th, 2023, and it is time for the Inner Circle's breakthrough session. And I hope everybody is. This is interesting. There we are. Is everybody seeing our signal clearly? Let me just ask you that because Robert and I were just talking about the technical side of things. So everything looks good?
Yeah.
Okay, good, 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 good. Then let's get this party started.
I did hear some blipping in your voice, but
all right. Well, I see, because I see us kind of cutting out in and out on the YouTube.
Yeah, it looks like an internet connection, Craig.
I'm sorry?
Looks like an internet connection.
All right. Well,
unless it's me.
I don't know. Let's see. I'm watching the internet right now. It seems to be in shape, so let's roll with it. How's that?
You're good now.
It'll figure itself out.
It certainly will. Well, welcome again, everybody. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. It is time for the Inner Circle and our weekly breakthrough session every Thursday at this time. And if you're watching us on the replay, we're so glad to have you with us as well. If you have something to share with us and you'd like to chat with Robert, it's very, very simple. Just go ahead and put your cursor in the middle of the screen where you see my face. And at the bottom, you'll see a bunch of buttons. Click on the reactions button and then click on raise hand. It will let us know that you would like to chat with Robert. And that is the best way for us to know. If we do have time, we will also answer questions. And so whether you're watching us on YouTube or in Zoom, you can go ahead and post a question in the chat and we will ask it on your behalf. So that's how simple this is. Let's get things going on this Thursday, July 13th. And ladies and gentlemen, of course, the gentleman that we all are here for, the one who's going to be our guide, our GPS to success, and our dear, dear friend, give it up for Mr. Robert Hollis!
Thank you so much, Craig. I love and appreciate. And hi, each and every one of you. I need to see a couple of new people on here. Hi, Peter and Linda. Great to have you on here. Sarah, I'm sure there's some other ones that are jumping on. So it's great to, and great to see the old ones too. Hola from Sweden. He's been around forever. And so I'm gonna ask for all of your guys' cooperation today. I'm still getting well, so I'm gonna be out of here in an hour. So instead of doing an opening statement, what we'll do is we'll do it the other way around. We'll just start asking questions, and then what we'll do is if someone doesn't want to ask something, then I'll just fill in with something. So let's go ahead and get started, Craig.
All right, that's how easy it is, ladies and gentlemen. And now, Deborah Bronner, you had your hand up first. Are you there? I noticed that you have stepped away. If not, we are going to come back to you.
I like how she waves her hand and then she switches her camera and then she disappears. She's like she's like a wizard. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, as we will let her come back, and oh, wait a minute. There's movement. So now, Deborah, if you can switch your camera to the front-facing camera that we can see you, then because we're seeing what looks like a box with something on it. Then we will go ahead and have you join us.
Can you hear me, Craig?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can hear you.
I'm sorry. Matthew is so awesome. He's been trying to help me learn an iPad. I was trying to be on that and this, and I guess my camera got messed up in the mess. So it's different operating systems that I'm not used to, but I'll learn it by next week.
Yes. Yeah.
So
yes,
bear
yes,
with me not having a camera currently on my phone. but it's great to be here.
Well, I
Robert,
love and
Craig,
appreciate
and
you.
Matthew,
You got a win
bless
you
me
want to share
so.
with us?
Real quick, what I need to share is my win is in the people I'm connecting with and reaching out to and talking to, literally connecting in the best way that's blessing me. That's the win for this week, to get to my goal for
Awesome.
blessing pups. But I need to share something that's important to the inner circle. My dearest friend, Melody Riba, you all know how awesome she is. Well, she has shared with me that there's like 90 messages that from the inner circle people for help or just to chat that she cannot reply to because currently, for the time being, she has no eyesight while her eyes are healing. So, if you would like to telephone her instead of messaging her, I can give you her phone number, or Craig would be glad to, I'm sure. So please reach out to us, or if you have Melody's number, call her. And so she can talk to you. She loves to talk and help any way she can.
I agree,
Thank
Deborah.
you.
I got a chance to talk to her. Was it this morning? I think it
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Deborah. I love
Thank
you.
you. And
Thank you very
love
much
you
for doing
guys.
that.
Thank you.
thank you so much, Deborah. And I'd rather not give the phone number here publicly
No.
to everybody. So please, if you do wish to speak with Melody, then please contact us through Messenger, Deborah, myself, or I can assume Robert as well. So
Sure.
just contact us, please, directly, and we will put you in touch with our dear, dear Melody. All right. Thank you so much, Deborah, and I appreciate that very much. This is a great community, and we love each other, and we are there for each other. So please be there for her as well.
Excellent.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you, Deborah. Appreciate you. Bill Shoemaker, it is time. Go ahead and let's see. Wait a minute. What just happened? There we go.
Well, I guess I can do it by myself, Craig.
Ah, you did.
Aha.
So go for it.
Okay, I just want to thank you, Robert, for doing this. And you're such a warrior, such somebody to look up to. I say you're my little brother, but you're more like a father image, because you're really, you're just amazing how you're going through this. Like, I'm dealing with, I guess my win for today is that I'm going through a difficult time with my ego. That's it. It's just me. So yep. I know that. I realize that. And what I like to say is I've been listening to the God Memorandum for over 100 days now. And I've got another spiritual thing. Her name is Sarah Landon, and she calls the council. It's kind of like Abraham Hicks.
Oh, okay.
And what she says, or what the council says, is that this planet is going through a growth spurt right now. And we're able to experience heaven on earth, or a wonderful becoming.
Yes.
Or we can experience hell if we don't go along with what we're supposed to be doing. So I just thought you'd like to hear that.
Thank you, Bill. It is crazy how we as human beings choose to overthink, doubt ourselves, confuse, get overwhelmed, worry, get impatient. It's like it seems like if you ask a person if they were brutally honest, Bill, out of the 24-hour day, how much of that time was spent in peace, joy, and just being enthusiastic about life.
Right.
And people wonder why things are not clicking for them when they spend a majority of their time worrying, being upset, focusing on things that are out of their control, feeling victims, feeling like excuses. It's just like, it's crazy. I still hear people that are in their 80s and their 90s. And this lady was said to me, she goes, yeah, my sister knows what she did to me. And until she calls me and tells me that she's sorry, I could care less if she's in my life. And I was like, oh, I said, did you guys have a fight recently? I don't even know why I said that. Well, yeah, I do. You know, I pray and ask for the right words. And I said, is this an argument you guys had recently? She said, no. She says, we got in a fight at my wedding 54 years ago. She hasn't had a relationship with her sister for 54 years because her sister knows what she did to her. How many of you know people that are upset at somebody and you're almost positive the other person doesn't have a clue? Yep. And so she's still waiting for this imaginary call that's going to happen, that's going to say she's sorry, and then everything's going to be all right for the next few years, you know. And it's like, yeah, it's really sad to watch all of us in our moments just rob, you know, the peace and the joy and the love that's supposed to be coming to us, and we find ways to shelter it out. So Bill, thank you so much.
Yeah, one other thing, the council says when you start out your day, focus on how you want to feel for the whole day, because it's a feeling universe.
Yeah.
Don't think, feel.
And we're taught think.
Right.
Yeah, we're taught think. It's like try to remember stuff, regurgitate it on a test, and then when you don't get it right, then you don't feel good because you got a bad grade. It's like, yeah. So how many people have fond memories of taking tests in school? You know what I mean? It's like, it's pretty crazy. Thanks, Bill. I love you, man.
Thank you too, brother. Love you.
I always love hearing people talk, and you can hear them talking through awareness, you know, that, you know, when you know where the bottleneck is, where you know where the plug is, it's like, that's pretty cool, Bill. So I love and appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. And those are the only people that I see with hands up. So unless somebody else has a hand up, and I know, Robert, you would like.
Yeah, and for you guys to understand what the inner circle really truly is about, and what we really want to do is all of us combine together, you know, two or more in the myths, you know, 3 minds are better than 2, so on and so forth. But inner circle is really focused on breakthroughs. What we want to do is all work together. And because I've gone through quite a few incredible mentors that have not only helped me with my breakthroughs, but also just get other people to see just a different perspective. You know, we were talking about this on the podcast. I've really been enjoying my podcast with our visionaries, Craig and Matthew, and I'm sure we'll start bringing some other inner circle members on there. But it's like a lot of times we try to figure out in our own head how to get out of a situation when we're the ones that got us in that situation. So it's always easier to have somebody else, if you notice, not belittling or saying anything negative about therapists. In fact, I feel just the opposite. But you'll always will notice that they'll say something like this. They'll say, so Sandy, how are we doing today? Yeah. And Sandy goes, you know, I'm pretty awesome. So would you say, so we all know there's 5 areas of your life. If you don't know if there's 5, then they just go through those, you know? So would you say your relationship with your spouse is going okay? Is that going okay?
It's perfect.
Yeah. So, and everything with your children and grandkids are going okay?
Awesome.
You see what I mean? And it's like, so how would you say your relationship is with your parents and your siblings?
My parents are deceased, so no relationship with them. And my siblings are okay.
Awesome. And career is going great?
Yeah, my career is great.
Good. Having any problems with like any kind of thing you're dealing with physically?
Physically, no.
So awesome. So since you're having such an awesome day, how does that make you feel?
That makes me feel awesome.
So I'm not trying to take away thousands and thousands of hours of therapy, but they become very good listeners by being very good asking questions, and they'll even say sort of like leading questions. So I said to Sandy, how's your relationship with your kids and your grandkids? Well, Sandy could say, well, with my kids, awesome. I don't have any grandkids. And so, is that just something your children had decided, or are you wishing for grandkids? Oh, I've been all over them. So not having grandkids yet, how does that make you feel? So I thought I would just give a little tune up to each and every one of you that are on here. Sandy, thank you for role playing with me. You're so awesome. And so if there's things that you're not getting the full you in, and do understand, I know I'm purposely doing videos on a day-to-day basis that are covering the subjects that I'm running into. If you guys have always noticed me, there's somebody that I'll talk to and they'll bring up something. And I was talking to this person the other day, and how many of you guys, if you haven't done this, then I'll just say that we've all done this, right? But did everyone really truly understand when I did the video, are you going to tell the world? So we got people out there that go, I need my money to change. I have a lot of things I want to do. I have a vision. I really need to start generating money. And then I go, oh, that's awesome. So how many people have you shared your vision with today? Well, none. I've been sort of busy and maybe a little distracted, and I got this going on and I got this going on. And I say, well, let's not just focus on today. How many people do you think you shared your vision with this week? Well, again, that would be 0. See, are you seeing where we're sort of describing frustration, right? All of us have this vision of what our life could be. We're just not on a day-to-day basis taking any baby steps toward that. Is that fair? So that's one thing that I've noticed. I honestly, in a very positive way, was thinking of my son Matthew. When I did that video, because ever since he was young, I would always say to him, "Are we negotiating?" So he'd come out, no matter how young he is, and he's like, "Hey, we should watch another episode of Barney." That wasn't him, but it was like, oh, really? And it's like, yeah. And so what would be in it for me? Oh, and he would start rattling off stuff. It's like,
I always had something,
Yeah. So if it's not books, if it's not movies, if it's not scripts, if it's not personal development.
Yeah, I've had, not to interrupt you, Dad, and this has been in my adult life maybe like a year or two ago, I've had my parents sit down and listen to hip hop albums that they have no interest in whatsoever because they had relevance to me or how I felt. I'm like, you guys got to listen to this. Like, you got to understand how important this is. It's groundbreaking. It's good stuff. So like when Kendrick Lamar came out with his new album, I'm like, you guys got to listen to it. And like, neither one of them listened to Kendrick, but I'm like, you have to listen to Mr. Morale.
So, Matt is an individual that I know is going to impact a lot of people's lives because he's willing to tell the world. He just really, really is willing to tell the world. So, if you want to understand anything about AI, he's on it. You know what I mean? It's like, and so there's a lot of people, I never thought about this until just now. But how many people do you know out there want to tell the world about things that are out of their control? So I think that would be called CNN, constant negative news. And I'm not trying to pick one side versus the other, but it's like, I just don't ever remember sitting in front of the TV and always hearing that there's 100 million people in the United States that are in bad weather. Have you guys noticed that? It's like, when I was young, I always remember that, sometimes weather was bad on the East Coast and sometimes it was bad in the South and North, and then sometimes it was bad in the West. So, there's always 100 million people that are in danger. And when they lead with those stories, I was telling my wife, because Matt always giggled at me when I would say this too. But you guys notice that no matter how bad the weather is, it's always 100-year thing. You guys notice why they say, oh, the flooding in Vermont right now, this has been the worst flooding in 100 years. Can I hang on a second? Can I ask a question? Yeah. What happened 100 years ago? Oh, the weather was way better than this. So it's always no, wait a minute. I heard that these are the worst times to ever live on the planet. Oh no. There was worse times. So when do you guys start counting the worst times? A day after the last worst time. Because it's not news if they get on there and they go, we just want you to know the horrible stuff happening with the floods in Vermont was actually worse than that 100 years ago. It's like, so I don't know. I'm probably not the only person that giggles at their attempt to constantly keep us in propaganda that everything's bad. They're going to constantly divide us and try to keep us against each other. So with that, does anybody else have any questions?
No, I was going to say they definitely
Breakthroughs
too
or-
are like anti-breakthrough, so not that's, I
Good
just,
point.
yeah, I think that, we're creating a community here, and I appreciate everybody that got on the podcast yesterday, but we appreciate you guys being here. And a breakthrough doesn't need to be massive, like my dad's talking about. It could be something that you guys want to share and work through in the community and in a group. I want this to be a safe space. We want this to be a safe space for you guys to talk about these things and get support in places that maybe in the rest of your life, you're not getting it. Maybe you're not getting that from your family or friends, and you just need that support. So, if you guys have anything to talk to my dad or us about that we can support you guys in or help you guys in, I'm young, so I'm not the wisest person here, but I definitely, if you have a breakthrough with like your YouTube channel that you're trying to make or something like that too, like I'm here to help. So.
Well, thank you, Matt. And now that you brought that
Absolutely.
out, I want to do a quick shout out to Linda. Linda, man, you're that quiet person in the background like me that just keeps doing videos and just keeps knocking it down. I'm really, really proud of you, Linda.
Thank you. Kind of suck at it, but I'm trying.
You don't. What if you're not? Why? Do you think I'm a liar?
No, not at all. I'm not sucking about the talking part. It's the technology. I need a mat at my house. I can talk all day long, honey.
Yeah. It's don't forget, you guys, there's still stuff that I do on a day-to-day basis where I go to YouTube and I type in exactly what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? It just helped me recently with some other stuff that I was doing, but I went in there and I put, at 3 o'clock in the morning, I got a call on my phone that's pretty much shut down. And it came from, WhatsApp. And so I went and looked at all my settings and everything shut down on it. And I went and they said, yeah, WhatsApp's having a little bit of difficulty right now. So if you're getting calls and you don't want calls, delete the app. And I went, all right, that'll work. So but everything was shut off, and to be woke up at 3 a.m, I'm glad that I didn't jerk my shoulder the wrong way. It was like, it's pretty startling because I don't get phone calls.
Yeah. Well, we're glad that it's feeling better at least, right, Robert? The shoulder?
Phone call?
Well, the phone calls. No.
No.
Speaking of WhatsApp and Facebook and stuff, how many of you guys are on Threads? How many people have signed up for Meta's new Threads? Anybody?
Didn't they
New
say like
people?
100 million already?
Yeah, apparently you just
300
need an
million is what I
Instagram account to
heard.
do it. So it's pretty
Yeah.
easy to sign up since there's like 2 billion Instagram users. So
Ah,
yeah, I was just curious because I haven't used it at all, but like as a Twitter alternative, it looks pretty interesting. So
yeah, I seen Elon Musk made a post that he said, "Game on, lizard man." So
their whole like debacle and thing that's going on between them is like, so I don't know. I think Mark Zuckerberg is taking the high road to a certain extent, but yeah, I used to be like a bigger
why would
Elon
he be
fan.
worried about? Why would he be? Is like if you hope you get your mind in the right place. It's like
Well, see, Meta has this skill that they have where they either buy you or they just destroy you. So that's they take that age-old Microsoft model of just like if I can't buy Twitter, I'll just make Twitter irrelevant. And I think there's kind of a battle between those two things right now because obviously Threads is attached to Meta, Instagram, and Facebook, and there's a lot more censorship. Like a lot more censorship on those platforms than there is in Twitter at this point. So I think a lot of people are either flocking to one or the other, depending on what you want to post or the following that you're getting. So
it allows us to pick sides.
Yeah, kind of, I guess so, I saw that Jerome raised his hand.
And Sandy did
There are
too.
a few
Sandy,
people that
yes?
have, yeah. And I actually have a question from Peter to start it all off. So we'll go to Peter's question, then in order, Sandy and Jerome. So if we're ready to go, let's go ahead and do that.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I think we got that. Let me. And now Sarah has raised her hand. So I know, Robert, you said that you've got about an hour. So let's just go ahead and get through these.
No, we'll help as much as
appreciate
we
your
can,
time. Yes. All right, let's start it off. Peter Stewart posted a question in the YouTube chat. And by the way, if you are watching us on YouTube, go ahead and hit that thumbs up below the video and hit the like button so that we got some good numbers coming out of that. Peter Stewart, what do you say to someone you know who has been successful in another company that's not doing well now, but have only a fleeting relationship with?
The faster that you can get to a bottom line with somebody that people really respect their time, and not only do they respect their time, my best line is, do you have a minute? That is my very best line. So when you say hello and then you ask them where they live and you do all this stuff, it immediately starts in the conversation out to be in a bad place in my predicament. So when I reach out to people that I know that are in other companies, I reach out to them and say, hey, Peter, I've checked you out on social media. Congratulations on your success. And I was just wondering, is there anything I could say or do to get you to take a serious look at what I'm doing? Just get to the bottom line as fast as you can. So if it was about someone dating somebody, they would go, I see that you got a wedding ring, but are you happily married? And the only reason to do something like that to see if there's a kink in the armor. You know what I mean? Because normally if someone's willing to trash their spouse, there might be an in for you, right? If they're unhappy. On the other hand, it's like and I still, believe it or not, use the science of getting rich. I still use that big time. I go, listen, I'm always connecting with people that have like minds. Have you ever heard of the science of getting rich? I have it free on audio, and I have the free book. And have you ever heard of it? I'd like to give it to you. It's still that's my number one lead all the time. So Peter, I hope that helps you.
And Peter, thank you so much for the question. We appreciate it. Sandy Baker let's go ahead, go back to you. Thank you so much for waiting patiently. Unmute yourself and please share.
I warmed
you.
Sandy up is what I
You
did.
You did. You warmed me up. So I literally had to hurry up and push that hand and then jump my hand away from the keyboard.
I'm
Because
proud of you. Everybody give her a hand. I'm proud of her. Woohoo.
Okay. My thing is, and I'm pretty sure I just need to be hit upside the head, but my thing is that when I am talking to somebody, I can't get it into my mindset that it's something that they should do because they don't have money, when me, myself, I didn't get into it because I needed money.
Great.
Does that make sense?
Totally. It totally.
Okay.
So when I was talking, the video that I did the other day about find your voice.
Okay.
Right. So in
Yep.
that scenario, so here's what I always do with Sandy. It's like the way that you're brought into the business. So if someone told you about their miraculous feelings about a product that the company has or a service, and through that you tried it and got similar, if not better, some kinds of, between you and your family, right? So you have that. The point that I want to make with people and get them to help with that paradigm shift is, okay, so now that you're in an affiliate with MDC and you're using these incredible products and other people have used these incredible products, what would be your vision using the 6-phase meditation? What would be your vision of what Sandy is doing 3 years from now? Where's her MDC business?
I don't know where my MDC business is. Okay, so that's something that I have to
See?
visually
Good.
see what I'm going to do with that. Okay.
Yeah, and see, we can do that with all 5 areas of life. So I tell that story, and I'll tell it really brief because I know people have heard it, but it's like it'd be like a Joel Osteen, all of a sudden passing away and going to heaven. And so, Peter meets him there and he's going, the work that you and your father and your grandfather have done. You know what I mean? It's just amazing. And so they came from a belief that the more that you've done for God, the closer your residence would be to his.
Okay.
All right. So now he's walking Joel up there, and it's not quite to the top. It's like a couple of blocks away. And so Joel Osteen goes, "Oh my God, if you guys, if I've done all this and dedicated my life to, getting people saved, who lives in those houses right up next to the castle?" And the guy goes, "Oh, you know her." And it's like, "Know her? Yeah, let's go say hi." And when she opens the door, he immediately recognizes her because she's the janitor of the church. And now he's really confused, right? And he says, "I don't understand." And he said, "Well, when she was a young girl, she helped her mother pray and clean the church for your grandfather. Then she also prayed for your father, and she's always prayed for you, even though she's not living anymore. So every soul that you won in your family was because of her prayers." Oh my God. I love that story, whether you want to believe it or not. But I love that story, Sandy, because in that example, that woman found where she was most effective. And she was the most effective where she was.
Okay.
So I run into people, and that's why I asked your vision for MDC, because if your vision isn't like master affiliate or super affiliate, or I want a group of 20 or 30,000 active people, and I want to use those hundreds of $1,000s that come in a month to do this with the cash flow. If you don't have that grandiose vision, then you shouldn't have similar language that I have. Because I'm looking for people that want to make 6 figures a year and walk away from their job.
Okay.
Did that help you?
It did. See, and I already walked away from my job. So
Yeah, see? So we all through the 6-phase meditation, we all gain different levels of what we're doing. And when people hear the way that I approach people, is because I know that the apple had seeds within it, which basically means that they know people that can do this business and radically change their entire lives. So my approach is more direct on the money side for that reason.
So when I'm approaching somebody then, and I'm kind of talking to them about the business, and they'll say, why did you get into it? I would want to come back and tell them the truth and say, look, I didn't get into it because I needed the money. I got into it for the community so I can make the friends.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And in fact, when you're really coming from your heart, Sandy, instead of thinking, you'll find a way to lead with that.
Okay.
You'll find a way to lead with that. So everyone always said, well, Robert, what if someone asks you how long you've been in and how much money you've made? Well, I didn't want to handle that objection. So Sandy, when I met you and say we're standing out in front of the First Interstate Bank, you know, at an intersection, and I would walk up and say hello, and you would look at me and go, hi. And I go, well, you know, I didn't mean to startle you, you know, but I just wanted to say hi because I was hoping you could help me out and do me a huge favor. With what? Well, we're currently looking for people that need to make extra money. Do you know of anyone like that? And then the response about 99.9% of the time, well, what is this? I go, why are you interested? Well, I told you I don't know what it is. And now I get to set up the time for me to give you a call once you get home from work, and to set up a time when you and your husband can watch a video about this.
Okay.
See how that all went together? And so if someone didn't take the time to explain to me, Sandy, you know, the cash flow quadrant, you know, where I grew up, you know, working and getting paid every week, every 2 weeks, and then buying stuff and paying bills with that money. That I had been stuck in that cycle for a long time, that when I was introduced to being a business owner, I took it as a self-employed person.
Got it.
So you can always tell how someone does their business because everything they do seems like what a self-employed person would do. It's not what a business owner would do.
Okay.
Because a business owner, I even, that, you know, a guy asked me, he asked me today in that conversation, he said, I don't understand how you build your business. And I said, have you ever heard of Phil Jackson? He goes, the basketball coach. I said, yeah. So he not only was the coach that won world championships for Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman and Steve Kerr, which, by the way, Steve Kerr was the coach of the Warriors when they won all their world championships. And he used to be a champion under Phil Jackson in Chicago. And so then he went to the Lakers and they won a bunch with Kobe and Shaq and that whole team. And I said, if you notice, Phil Jackson finds leaders and then helps those leaders perform the best. He puts together the offense and the defense, which is sort of like run and gun. They used to call it Showtime. But he would put that together to basically showcase the way they played basketball.
Okay.
And I said, so when I found Candace Davis, my goal was to find out how she did the business, why she did the business the way she did it, and to assist her in any way I possibly could.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, that does. Thank you.
Perfect, Sandy. Perfect, Sandy. So if you ever get that vision on what you want your MDC business to be, I'd like to hear it.
Okay. I will work on that because I know what my vision is, but I didn't think about what my MDC vision is when I was going through that with you. So yes, I will have to work on that.
Yeah. And I, for those that are listening and getting a lot out of this, Sandy always asks great questions. I just got to get her teed up, and then she asks incredible questions. And it's like, could you see, Sandy, if a person doesn't have a very clear vision, again, for a lack of vision, people perish. But do you guys realize how many people in the world don't have good relationships because they really don't have a vision of what that was supposed to be?
Mm-hmm.
So people get in a relationship and it's like, we didn't kill each other today. We're still together. You know, it's like if you set them down as a husband and wife, if you set them down as a family unit, the rest of the family really doesn't know what the other ones are doing.
Yeah.
And that's just the way people think that relationships are supposed to be. Hey, is Sandy home? No. Where is she? That's a great question. What do you think she's doing? Hopefully she's doing something that gives her joy and makes her happy. No, usually it's, well, as long as she's out of my hair.
That's how it was when I was younger. That's what my sisters and my brother used to say. We don't care. She's not here bugging us.
Yeah, it is. So if you don't, so when I found some good mentors and I sat down with Terry and I sat down with my sons and said, this is what we're going to achieve as a family. And then always behind that, Sandy, was this thing we were going to do as a family.
Okay. See
what I mean? So it was
Yeah.
like, it doesn't, not everyone's going to be a master or be a super, but it's like, you know, listen, for us to do some of the stuff that we would love to do, if it was just us earning, not only being in profit with My Daily Choice, but let's say that MDC was making us like an extra 80 grand a year after taxes. What would we as a family do with that business, that money? Because if you don't have a vision, then the next word you hear about is burnout. Because there was no vision. There was no trophy. There was no reward at the end of the sacrifice. So now all of a sudden it's like, well, Sandy, are you making good money in the business? Yeah, I made 80 grand. Man, your lifestyle must have changed. No, I put it all back in the business. Oh, I don't understand. Well, I'm right now 100K and I want to be a 250K. Well, what's after 250K? Well, 500K. No, I'm talking about the reward where your family is going, man, grandma took everyone and we went for 2 weeks to Hawaii. She paid for everything.
That's what I'm talking about.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And I believe that, and I know why people don't achieve their vision and their dreams is because they're consistently setting visions and dreams that are easy to achieve. They never stress themselves enough. So that's where you hear this phrase, well, Sandy, if you're in My Daily Choice, are you at least making money? No, I definitely make money, but I wouldn't do this if I didn't make money. Okay. Well, that's it. Can we go on to the next subject? And see, we get trained this in our environment as we grow around. Terry has this funny thing. She's been with her friend Jolie Kramer since they've been in preschool. And you do not talk about money. Jolie Kramer, money's off the subject. We're not talking about it. But yes, she'll complain about it. You know what I mean? It's like, but it's like, we're not talking about money. And that's not because Terry makes a lot. It's just, that's the way her family grew up. I'm going like, that's really weird, but that is like most families, right? So if we're at a family reunion or a class reunion, I see you and I go, Sandy, it's so nice to see you. You know, it's like, do you make any money? No, it's like, did you keep the same husband? How many kids do you have? You know, how many grand? I know. It is like, it is pretty funny where I don't care what you do for a living.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? Because family reunions are family reunions. You know, I want to see, yeah.
Right.
So thank you,
Okay.
Sandy. Any other question on that?
Nope, that's it. I just want to say though, I did get a notification from Instagram. They're gonna start paying me now.
Yay!
I don't know what it means, but I filled it out. So
Yeah, baby steps, man. I remember waiting for months to get approved, and I think I sent Craig and Matt a screenshot just the other day where it was 1,100. I mean, I think that anybody would, if they could see anything that they're building going up, 100 a week, 100 a week, or two, it's just this constant deal where it's like, yeah, and I appreciate Craig and Matt so much for doing all the stuff behind the scenes on the YouTube channel. That's cool.
Bless you, Robert. Thank you so much. And Matt too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I wanted to say
very,
too,
very
if
much.
any of you guys are making money from Instagram or YouTube and you have that opportunity like Sandy does, definitely put money aside for taxes, because it's going to be a 1099. They're not going to send it to you with the taxes taken out. So that's one of those things. I don't know what the threshold is for them to 1099. Normally it's like 10 grand, or it might be a little less.
600.
600. Okay.
600.
Yeah.
So yeah. So in that situation, if you guys are making money from these platforms, definitely have the forward mind to put money away for taxes wherever you're living. I think a lot of people get excited, especially if things are growing, then you forget and you're like, oh no, I have to pay taxes on all this money now. So
Great, Matt.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that share, Matt, and Sandy as well. Before we get to Jerome and Sarah, I want to go down really quick to through the list of new Inner Circle members and give them a quick shout out. We got quite a few this time. Wow, the Inner Circle is growing, and thank you so much for helping us. Tanisha Sams, Dee Dee the Street Hustler, Method Insane, that's the name that's on the account, so I'm just reading them. Rachel Rose, Paul Coyne, Segun Olalaye, Eric Luna, Adam Harrison, Joyce Asanga, Morayam Global TV, Karen Donaldson, Plan B Academy, Jairo Sequiera, Chasol Media, Johari Davis Johnson, Patrick Dern, Sadio Yusuf, Juan Sebastian Gamma Triano, Amber Brehot, Hamida Aziz, and Patho Roland. Wow.
thanks,
you guys
Greg.
so much for joining the Inner Circle, and welcome. Bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And also a big thank you to our donator who just donated a little while ago, Bill Shoemaker. Bill, bless you, man. Thank you
Bill?
so much. All the money, the donations go to charities.
I gotta help Bill hit super. He's got to be one of the #1 contributors we have. I love you, Bill.
Absolutely. And if you want to contribute to our super chat, just click on the $ box below the chat in YouTube, and then you can donate. And all the monies go to the charities that Robert supports for orphans and fostering children. All right. Fine. The commercial is done.
Thank you, Craig.
Yeah, thanks, Craig. I want to say real quick to you guys that I'm working on a couple of things to implement into the Inner Circle with you guys. A time for a film and book club that we can go through stuff. I know we've talked about doing this inside of the Inner Circle, where we'll tackle a certain movie that's inspirational or something we can learn from, and then all get on and kind of communicate about it and share what we learned from it. And then same with books. Right now we're kind of thinking Field of Dreams will probably be the first movie, and then one of my dad's favorite movies. And then as far as books go, we're thinking How to Win Friends and Influence People. Although the book club will be a lot more spaced out than when we did it last time. Simply for the fact that The Science of Getting Rich is like a really fast book. We could sit, listen to a chapter, then talk about it. And How to Win Friends and Influence People will actually require like consistent editing. So I think both of those will be bi-weekly probably. So we'll do them 2 times a month. So 2 different movies a month, and then we'll do a certain amount of chapters. So I'll let everybody know next week probably what days we're going to do that. And then another thing we're really thinking about doing too is running some polls to kind of see what other content we could create for you guys here inside the Inner Circle. I just want to say all that since we're having all these new members joining, that we have a lot more content coming to you guys inside of the Inner Circle membership outside of these incredible breakthrough sessions. So
Thanks, Matt.
Of course. Exciting stuff.
Yeah, really.
Very. Can't wait. This is what you get for being part of the inner circle. So definitely, if you can, share the link with everybody who wants to join. It's roberthollis.com/join. Very simple. And these are going to be the benefits that you will get as part of the inner circle. So,
yeah. And I want to say
Marsh-
before you take it, Craig, too, that I
Go
just
for it.
wore a Hawaiian shirt today. I did not know my dad was going to wear one. So that just happened to
Hey.
happen, you guys.
There you go.
Robert, we're dripping on Matthew.
There you go. He's
Right,
Welcome to the
Craig's got
club.
one too. Wow. We're like a
He's never-
trifecta now.
He's never looked cooler.
That's funny.
Especially with all this heat down here in Southern California. We're already
know,
hitting the
it's-
90-degree mark.
Crazy.
It's nice
Yeah.
after all the rain we had. So I'm okay
That's
with it.
true. That's true. All right, let's go to Jerome Marshall. He has his hand up. Sarah, you're next. So, Jerome, let's go ahead. I'm going to spotlight you, open up, and please share.
Hey, it's you're talking about 90 degrees. It's 103 here in San Antonio. So we got you beat on that.
That's toasty.
But Robert, Craig, and Matthew, you guys are awesome. Everybody's awesome. And Matthew, check out J. Cole.
Oh,
he's
love J. Cole too. Yeah.
Huh?
I do like J. Cole. Yeah. Amazing.
Okay. Good. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Santa Corky and Lisa Marie for Monday's YouTube video. That was awesome. I was on my way back from Louisiana, and I put the big headphones on, and I had to be there.
Awesome.
That was awesome. That was so awesome, and so touching.
I haven't got a chance to check that out yet, so we'll definitely do that.
Yeah, please do. It's really good, really good. And yeah, I have a win. Is I got my nephew. One of my nephew actually is in Sacramento, and he asked about what I'm doing, and I told him, and he's like, "Let me check it out." And about 2 hours later, being an affiliate. So very excited. So him and I are just going through the thing, and I'm letting him know what to do, and like we gotta, we keep him together, and he's excited. So I'm happy for that, and also got 2 new customers today. So that was a big win. So
Jerome's on a roll. Congratulations, Jerome.
yeah, the wins are coming. Of 6-phase meditation daily, just keeping that mustard seed faith, and just keep digging. Like I said, down here in Texas, we're big on oil. Big on oil, and I have that oil rigorous mentality. Just keep digging until you hit that. Get that hit.
When I first got into MDC, I said my uncles always told me there was a lot of money in the oil business. That's exactly what I posted on social media.
Yeah.
And a bunch of people thought that I got a job. They're going, "Yeah, I never thought you would get a job." I didn't say that. I said I'm in the oil business now.
That's right. So no, it's true. So your uncle's right. So no,
Cool.
But this is a wonderful time to be in the inner circle. So I'm doing my best to recruit other people. We might have about 2 or 3 more in the inner circle, hopefully next week or next couple weeks. So I'm
Proud
glad.
of you, Jerome. I love you, man. Love and appreciate you.
You're awesome, Jerome. Thank you.
Thank you. You awesome too.
Thank you so much, Jerome. And just, keep spreading that word. And with everything that we're doing and that we're going to do.
Yeah, I want to apologize to you guys too, because I got a hard stop. I got to be out of here. So when you guys see it turn to 6, I'm not going to be here. So let's jump to Sarah really quick.
All right, Sarah, go ahead. There you go. Unmute yourself and please share.
Yes, it is such a blessing to be here today.
Thank you, Sarah.
It probably looks like I've been missing in action physically not showing my face, but I am always wherever I am with the times, tuning in on the GMAs and the breakthroughs and all of that, because I'm usually working. I tutor in the evenings from 3 to 7.
Okay.
So today you are talking about the heat. I'm home because I had to have a new air conditioner installed. I am in the DMV, the Maryland, Washington, DC, Virginia area.
Wow.
So it's pretty warm here. But I just want to say that I am so pleased to be a part of this group. It's almost like I'm doing double dutch, trying to figure out when I'm going to jump in. And I don't know what it is about the shyness and everything, because I'm an actress in this area.
Okay.
And dancer, and I do plays and all of that. But you know, they say sometimes when people who can do that on a big stage, you're shy, more or less close up.
That is a fact.
And so I'm writing and trying to get things together, but one of these days I'm just going to go for it and start, because writing is my thing. And I'm thinking all of your subjects, Robert, are so good. I could just sit down and write some things for myself. I said, just write it and just go on YouTube and start speaking it.
Yes.
So
Great idea.
that is my prayer, and that I will get the faith and everything and time to do that very soon. But this group is just awesome. I love it.
First off, I agree with you, and it shall come to pass. And you're just gorgeous. So I'm glad that you turned on the camera. It sure brightened up my day.
Thank you. And Matt's talking about a book club. Also, I'm in a book club. I founded and started a book club 18 years ago, and it's been going strong with 10 women for a long time. So there are things that I could really, really talk about, but I just got to get the nerve to get up and do that. Right. And the thing I love about you and Matt, oh my goodness, the family connection. I have 3 sons and 3 grandsons. You know, they're all about the hip hop that you're talking about and all of that. But when it comes to me talking about this business and what I'm doing, they look at me like, oh, well, that's another thing. That's another one. But I get all of the accolades for the things that I'm doing, you know, how well it is, but just haven't gotten them into this yet. So that's sort of a letdown when it's like that, you know?
Sure. Always remember, before I jump off, always remember an expert from afar. It's like we always have this mentality. It's like when I wrote my book, I remember someone reaching out to me and saying, you know, Robert, before you publish your book, I just want you to know that the people that you love the most, that you want to read it, won't.
That's true.
And so you sort of in your mind, it's like, well, that might have happened to you, but you don't know my family.
But then the end results is you get all of the accolades. Oh, I'm so proud of you, Mom, and you did this and that and the other. But before I go, I'd like to thank Craig. Thank you so much. Craig, I was in a pickle. I'm not the best in technology, but I text him and tell him about the problems I was having getting on, because like I said, I'm always watching, but I couldn't get the picture in. And so he answered promptly and just helped me in a very professional and expert manner. And I appreciate that.
Oh, wonderful. Well,
Thank
you guys,
so much.
I'm going to jump off here and let Craig close it out. Let Matt close it out. I love you guys so, so much. And we'll see you on the next Inner Circle or the next whatever we're doing. Love you and appreciate you. See you guys later. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Love you,
Love you.
Robert.
Thank
Love
you so
you.
much.
Love you.
God bless, Robert.
Thank
All
you.
right, as Robert is on his way out the door, got to
Hey,
say
brother.
thanks to everybody who has contributed first, because you know what? Without you, this does not exist. We are the Inner Circle because of you and the people who contributed in the sense of your time and your voice today here making this breakthrough session possible. Deborah Bronner, Bill Shoemaker, Sandy Baker, Linda Blacker, Peter Stewart, Jerome Marshall, Sarah Lipscomb. Thank you guys so much for participating in today's breakthrough session. And of course, our executive producer, Matt Hollis. Matthew, man, thank you so much. What you share with us, what you do behind the scenes with us is what helps make these so fantastic. Thank you very, very much. And don't forget, this Saturday is another Ask Me Anything starting at 12 p.m. Pacific. Watch out for all the links, and we would love to have you join us. That's 12 p.m. Pacific this coming Saturday. Until next time, please, thank you guys so much. Be good to yourselves. Be cash. Bye-bye. We're going to go ahead and unmute all in the room as we say so long.
Thank you, Craig.
Thank
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Craig,
Aaron,
Matthew.
thanks for
Matthew.
supporting me on
Guys.
here.
Great day.
John.
Oh, hi, John.
Thank you, everyone. Love to all of you.
Excited
Much
for the
love.
future for all of you guys.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
Matthew.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Great to see
Bye.
everybody
Bye.
here. All right, you guys